We are really excited to be here, rounding out a great, fun Finovate event. We are the Outski guys, and today we're going to talk to you about how helping your customers reach their personal financial goals around travel will actually get them to engage in your products and services in ways they've never done before. In the next several minutes, we're going to show you how we do this with a product, a service, a technology called 401 Play. Now, 401 Play is marketed directly to consumers, to corporations for the benefit of their employees, and licensed to financial institutions, like many of you out there, for the benefit of their customers. Now, 401 Play lifts the barriers to being physically, mentally, and financially healthy by prioritizing play as an important part of your customers' busy lives. Now, we're really excited to show you how providing this to your customers will lay the foundation to build a trusted relationship with your customer, which is the backbone to acquisition, engagement, and retention of customers. This platform will provide unique sales and marketing opportunities so you can cross-sell to your customers in ways you've never done before. You'll also see how all of this rounds out, and you'll see an increased share of wallet. But let's talk about trust. Building trust is more important to the financial industry than any other. This is an industry struggling to earn back the trust of the public. Now, we're struggling to earn back the trust of the public, and the time is of the essence because you have a huge demographic of millennials that are knocking at your door. They think differently, and they have a sour taste in their mouth for the industry. In the next 5 years, they'll make up over half the workforce. And you know what? 71% would rather go to the dentist than hear out what their banker has to say. It's facts like these that let us know there's a huge change coming in this industry. And technology is at the core of this change. We see it here at this conference. Technology allows us to move, spend, save money in fun, intuitive ways at our fingertips. It's a new status quo. But technology lets us build relationships. That's a game changer, and 401 Play is that kind of technology.
Listen, how many times have you personally been sitting around the table with friends or family, and everyone's talking about taking that trip, and everyone says, yeah, I'm in, we're doing it. Everybody commits. And then, nothing ever happens, right? We've all been there countless times. Why don't these trips come to fruition? It turns out it falls into 3 different buckets. 1, time. Oh, I just don't have the time. 2, planning. Just haven't planned it yet. But the number 1 reason? Money. People don't feel like they have the dollars to allocate toward travel. Our platform solves all of these problems. What you see behind me is my personal 401 Play dashboard. And the most important part about what you see is a section down the middle, the My Trips section. These are trips I plan on taking in the future, whether they're a week out or 10 years out. This is where they all live. This creates engagement, puts it on the horizon, makes it somewhat tangible for me. Now to the top right, you see my vacation savings. I've got roughly $1,200 in my account. And the pie graph below shows where I've allocated dollars toward each trip. Now there's 3 very important things to note here. One is my employer signed up for 401 Play and pushed this down to me as an employee. And when I signed up, I initiated a direct deposit on day 1. Later, I came back and linked an external checking account. And finally, I was mailed my Outski debit card. This is my vehicle to spend. Ryan, let's take him to Hawaii. So we're diving into a trip page. I'm going to Hawaii for New Year's. Awesome. I've invited a lot of people. They've all accepted. And what this is direct customer acquisition. They've signed up for the platform. And what's even better is they've signed up friends and family for trips, other trips they'd like to take. This is viral customer acquisition. But my favorite part, you can see their savings progress. Are they putting their money where their mouth is? So what this does, it gets our customers engaging and motivating deposits for us. Now we have a number of tools available. If you look to the top left, you can see you can send and request money right through the system. You can map out your itinerary, or save your trip documents, or even generate ideas on what to do when you go on your trip. On the bottom, we have a trip feed. This is where we socialize and collaborate and share links and ideas. All of this enables engagement. And when you have engagement, you have the ability to educate your customers about products and services they wouldn't have otherwise considered. Let me give you a couple ideas of some cross-sells. I set my trip up and it's north of 18 months, 24 months. Well, let's get them into a different vehicle, like a money market or a CD. Or my savings goal that I have here, I don't quite reach it, but guess what? I still go. This brings the opportunity to introduce credit and lending. Or what about offline marketing? We're data rich here. I'm saving for a honeymoon. Well, guess what? Team me up for a 529 plan, or maybe a home loan in the near future. Let's go over to the travel savings, please. This is the financial side of the house for us. Okay, you can do a number of things here, like view your transaction history, activate your card, reissue a card. You can print out your direct deposit form. I want to focus for a moment, though, on the spending side. I alluded to the fact earlier that we issue you a debit card. Well, we've put some technology into these debit cards that isn't very traditional. So even though I have $1,200 in my account, when I activate my card, I'm not necessarily putting any money on it yet. It has a zero balance. And when I'm ready to take my trip, I move my money from my trip onto my card, some of it or all of it. So we like to say this is kind of like a 21st century traveler's check. Okay, I'm on my trip, someone steals my wallet. You know what, I don't freak out. I take out my iPhone app or I log on to the site. I click on the money that's on my card, move it back to my trip, reissue a card overnight. I don't even have to call anybody. The fact of the matter is, goal-based savings is here to stay. Today, we're focused on travel. But tomorrow?
Imagine being there at the beginning of the planning, budgeting, and savings for every important financial milestone in your customers' lives. From a young age, starting to save for college so they know they'll get there. The first car, a down payment on their first home. If there is one takeaway we want you to have from this presentation, it's get back to the basics. Focus completely on your customers. Build trust. Do everything you can to earn that trust, and they will engage your products and services for life. Thank you.